You can't learn to speak a language fluently if you don't listen to it a lot. But what you listen to is also really important. If you go on YouTube, a lot of people will tell you, most language YouTubers will tell you that you simply need to expose yourself to the language, watch a lot of TV, watch YouTube videos, watch Netflix, all of that, and eventually you'll become fluent. And that's a massive lie. That's wishful thinking, and it's not going to work. What you listen to is really, really important. All right. Casual exposure will not be enough unless you do a lot of speaking practice as well. And what I'm going to recommend you do instead is to write down everything you want to be able to say and to do a lot of targeted, specific listening, repetitive listening with those sentences, this kind of sentences. All right. This is what I call the language islands, groups of sentences for specific conversation topics or for specific situations, for specific interactions that I think I will have or that I want to have in the language. I'll write down everything I want to be able to say in each one of those conversations or situations or about those topics, and then get translations of all those sentences. And if you do that, and then you translate it into the target language, in this case, Spanish. I didn't learn Spanish this way, by the way. I'm a native speaker, but you get the idea. I've done this for over a dozen languages. So if you do this and then you create audio files, you will be able to listen to your own sentences translated over and over again. And if you read while listening the first couple of times, that will be enough to then understand them easily when you're listening to them. Because a big problem when listening to the language you're learning, especially in the beginning, is that you don't know enough words and you don't know the sound of the language, so you don't understand. So a lot of the listening practice, like those people, all those nerds do in Japanese, that they just watch thousands of hours of anime and all of that, and they just don't understand anything, but they think they're being productive. That's all of that is a waste of time if you don't know the vocab. So what I recommend instead is write down everything you want to be able to say, like basics, introducing yourself. This is from my 7-day challenge. Link in the description, by the way. Um, like how many languages do you speak? I speak this many languages. I do this, I do that. This is how you learn languages. Where are you from? I'm from the Basque Country in Spain. I live in San Sebastian. Uh, I live in this street and whatever. I work in this place, that place. I like doing this and that. All those things you normally talk about. You write everything, translate it, and then you come here to TTS Maker or some other text to speech software, and you paste it here, and you choose a voice that you like. This one is Alvaro is a very Spanish name. You choose a voice. Like this, there are female names, female voices, also Spanish. There are Mexican. I'm sure there are also Cuban or Mexico, Argentina, which sounds very different. I really like the way Argentinian sounds. Colombia, Costa Rica, you get Cuba. It sounds also very different. It sounds really cool. Kind of like Jamaican English. Cuban's like that for Spanish, I would say. So you choose the accent you want to learn, and it will not be 100% accurate because it's an artificial voice, right? But it's good enough. That's a very weird name. Whatever. So you convert to speech here, and I'm not going to do it now because, why not? Let's do it. Sometimes these things interfere with screen recording. But anyway, here we go.
Bienvenido. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Mi nombre es Miquel. ¿Cómo te llamas? Encantado de conocerlo. ¿Cuántos idiomas hablas? Hablo 12 idiomas.
You get the idea. You click here, you download the voice file, and you get audio files of all your sentences translated. And then you can listen to them while reading. You can shadow them. So you read it while listening and you speak at the same time, like you're listening to it. And bienvenido. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Mi nombre es Miquel. By the way, it's Miquel, not Miquel. It's Basque, it's not Spanish. But anyway, so you then put them on your phone and listen to them on repeat. And again, I don't know how many sentences were there, but in this particular text, but it's 6 minutes of audio. Usually around 1,000 sentences like this. It's less than an hour of audio. So you can listen to that once or twice per day, every day, and in a month you know 1,000 relevant sentences that you want to use in real life. Instead of listening to a lot of random stuff, some beginner videos in some comprehensible YouTube channel that I won't mention, and by doing that you'd still be a complete beginner after a month. But a month of listening to this, to your own sentences every day, and then also repeating them aloud, and then also doing the speaking exercises, like the 1 minute exercise, active recall, shadowing, you will be able to speak quite well after just 1 month of doing this. That's the power of repetition, all right? So if you're not doing this, you're missing out, because this is the fastest way to learn to speak a language. You do this with 1,000 sentences, you learn them really well, and then you do it with another 1,000 sentences, and you'll be able to do it way faster, because obviously you'll know way more vocabulary. And also, speaking is a physical skill. If you haven't spoken any Spanish, it doesn't matter how well you understand. Once you have to speak in longer sentences, like this one, you'll struggle at first, because it's just too much to think of, and to pronounce the words. It's just different sounds, and it's a skill that you need to practice speaking. So by doing this, by listening to them over and over and then shadowing them, you will get much better at speaking, at actually speaking. All right. And you do it with 1,000 sentences, and it'll be pretty hard the first week, and then it gets much easier. And you do it with a couple thousand more sentences, and after that, it just gets really easy, right? And if if you're going to listen to anything I say, this is it. This is the main thing you should do. Write down your language islands, your 1,000, maybe 2,000 sentences you want to use. Create audio files in the target language, and you listen to them a million times, all right? And you actually say them aloud as well.